Arkadaşlar, The Division'la ilgili merak ettiğiniz her şeyi birazdan öğreniyor olacağız. Julian, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Of course. My name is Julian Garrity. I'm the Associate Creative Director on Tom Clancy's The Division.
Tom Clancy, The Division. What makes this game different from the other open world games?
I think this game is very different in the way that it's a very multiplayer, online focused game. Every single mission, every single activity that you have in the open world, you can play cooperatively up to a fire team of 4. And that creates synergies in terms of what weapons and what skills you're going to be using that are completely different. On top of this, it's a cover-based shooter with deep RPG mechanics. So the RPG elements, choosing which skills that you're going to use, from sticky bombs, seeker mines, to health grenades and things like that, are essential for you in your progression.
Are there any classes in the game?
No, there are no classes. What we do, and our approach there, is to allow you to change completely your class on the fly. So you can choose to be more of a healer by choosing the health upgrades and abilities and skills, or to be more aggressive, maybe a ballistic shield, things that allow you to get close, but that's completely on the fly. So if you want to change after 50 hours of gameplay, you absolutely can.
So we can play this game cooperative, right?
Yes.
How many people?
So it's you can absolutely play it all by yourself, one person, but every single activity you can play up to 4 people. So you and 3 other teammates.
I guess the other players will appear in the map of New York. Can we shoot them? Can we play? Is there a PvP on the open world?
Yeah, that's a great question, because the way we're dealing with PvP is that we have a big strip in the middle of Midtown Manhattan, from the bottom of Central Park to the 27th Street. And that strip is called the Dark Zone. And the Dark Zone, completely seamless, no loading to get there. You just jump over the wall or go through an airlock, and you're in a PvP-enabled area. Now, what that means is that it isn't your classic PvP shoot 'em all. What we're trying to do here is to keep a very big tension. And every player that you'll meet, he could be a friend or he could be an enemy. And when you decide to be an enemy because you've seen that somebody has a yellow bag full of loot, then if you shoot him, you become rogue. And being rogue means that you're highlighted for everybody else on the map, and you've become a wanted person.
So how does the PvP structure goes? How do you get points? How does it appear in game?
It's less about points, more about the equipment that you manage to salvage and extract from the Dark Zone. So the Dark Zone is the area with the best equipment in the game.
So we can get the equipment from the Dark Zone, and we can go to the open world to play the single player mode.
Yes. Absolutely.
How many people can participate in the multiple PvP mode?
So by strip, we're trying to keep it to 20, 24 players so that the density is just right. We don't want it to be too many players fighting together.
What percentage of the game is finished till now, till today?
It's a tough question to answer because we still have some bugs, we still have some balancing, but you know, the release is March 8th. I think we're getting really close. I think maybe 96%.
96 is good.
96 is great.
Yes, it's great. So can you give us the date?
So March 8th on Xbox One, PS4 and PC.
All together at the same time. What can you tell us about the Snowdrop Engine? It's the first time, it's the first game that has been developed by the Snowdrop Engine.
Yes, so this is the first game released with the Snowdrop Engine. The Snowdrop Engine is a proprietary engine from Ubisoft being developed at Massive Entertainment. And it's incredibly easy to use for artists, for sound designers, to create very visually complex and detailed things very quickly.
And the story. Can you tell us about the story of the...
I can tell you that the story, because this is an open world, and an non-linear world that we've had to approach the story in a very different way from a lot of other games. What we're doing is that we've split it into 3 story threads, and every mission, every main mission that you'll come across will be associated to one of the story threads. And if you do all of the missions in that story thread, you'll put together pieces of a puzzle to form a complete picture. Once you've completed all of them, you'll get another piece of a puzzle that will show it in a different perspective. All of the story threads come together in a final mission that it'll be the conclusion to the whole campaign.
So it's New York City.
Yes.
Apocalypse.
Not quite. I like to call it mid-crisis. This is, you know, a city that's suffering, but hope is not gone. Your job as a division agent is to bring hope back, is to take the city back. So it's not quite post-apocalyptic.
There are different kind of enemies in the open world. Can you tell us about the enemies?
So there are many different factions, but we're only talking about 3 really at the moment. The first one are rioters, looters. And this is not an organized faction. These are just people who are out there and taking advantage of civilians, taking advantage of this situation to get as much stuff as they can. The second faction that we can talk about are the Reichers. Now, these are prisoners, hardened prisoners who've escaped from a jail off the coast of New York, off the coast of Manhattan, and they're using the streets as their own personal playground. And the third faction are the cleaners. The cleaners are blue-collared workers, sanitary workers, people who take care of the rubbish on the streets, but have decided to arm themselves with guns, flamethrowers, to burn out the virus from the streets.
Levels. We start from level 1 till?
Level 30.
Level 30. Is it going to go up?
We're not talking about that for the time being.
Okay, thank you very much, Julian.
You're welcome. Thank you
You
very
did a
much.
very good job. And Division beklentilerimizin üstünde güzel bir oyun olacak gibi gözüküyor. Gelecek ve hep beraber göreceğiz. Thanks again.
Thank you.